I work as a freelance artist with comics and a number of other different industries. For comics, I work mostly with Marvel and IDW publishing. I've done a lot of work with toy package art and concept design. I do most of my work with comics, and I enjoy that the most because of the opportunity it gives me to do storytelling. My part of the comics is to be a penciler, which means that I take the script that's given to me by the editor or the writer. It's up to me to adapt that story visually. So I decide what the characters might look like and to make sure that they act and are drawn appropriately and accurately. I determine what the backgrounds will look like, the props and the equipment that they're using, and to make sure that that all looks believable. That's the penciler's job. That's the challenge, and I really enjoy the challenge. I studied how to become a penciler for comics at the Savannah College of Art and Design. I had an undergrad in general art, but I knew I wanted to do comics, and so I looked for a program where I could go and get a master's degree in sequential art. One of my professors introduced me to a man named Randy Green, who was working with Tsunami Studios, and he was working on X-Men at the time. So pretty soon after graduating, I moved up to North Carolina and joined the Tsunami Studio group. I started to work with IDW in 2008 when they had acquired the rights to G.I. Joe. So it was up to me to establish their look on the property as they launched it. So I worked on the main title of G.I. Joe with writer Chuck Dixon for about 4 or 5 years. So I had done nearly 30 issues of that book and over 80 of the covers for G.I. Joe. When I was working on G.I. Joe, every character had a different uniform and there was vehicles that were associated with the property, and of course that had to be accurate. But I was given a little leeway and artistic license. So that was a bit of a wake-up call. When I started working on America's Army, I had to make sure that all the rifles and certainly all the weapons and equipment and gear and the soldiers' uniforms had to be as accurate as possible. Everything that was hard about G.I. Joe is twice as hard working on America's Army. And part of that is because it's so important that we keep everything as accurate and detailed as possible. So I'll have a variety of different visual aids that I use to kind of look at and make sure that I'm drawing the tactical vests correctly. What I like about using toys in my work is that I can sit there and hold a vehicle or a particular soldier and really rotate it, look at it at any angle, and be able to make sure that I'm able to draw that as accurately as possible. Along with the accuracy of the characters and the detail of the equipment they use, one of the fun challenges of America's Army are all the different locations that they go to, and all of these things combined really kind of push the limit of what I've done before in comics. I do have a great respect and a sense of appreciation for those soldiers who are serving and have served. I think I get a lot of that from, honestly, my father. He's one of the most patriotic men that I know. And he made sure that it was very important for us as children growing up that we appreciated our country and that we appreciated those that served. I'm proud to work on a project like America's Army, and I'm especially excited for my father to read it. Along with my freelance work and toy package art, I am also teaching. My editor at IDW for G.I. Joe was Andy Schmidt, and he created an online school for instructing people how to draw comics. And it's something that I really enjoy. I'm glad I get the opportunity to share what I know, because that means a lot to me to be able to do that. For me, when you get to do what you love, when that is your work, it's no longer work, it's a blessing.